were there secret rivalries in 80s alternative rock. Imagine a scene where bands are not just competing for fans but are also fighting over the soul of what alternative music should be. The 1980s were full of these kinds of tensions. While not all rivalries were shouted from the rooftops, many were very real and shaped the scene. The most talked about rivalry was between REM and the Replacements. Both bands came from the United States and gained fame in the early 1980s, but they had very different styles. REM was known for their jangly guitars and polished sound, which made them more accessible to mainstream audiences. The Replacements, on the other hand, played raw, gritty rock with a rebellious attitude. When they toured together in 1983, audiences often preferred REM, which annoyed the Replacements and fueled their rebellious spirit. This rivalry reflected a bigger divide in alternative music at the time. Some bands aimed for a more refined, pop-influenced sound, while others embraced chaos and authenticity. Within the Minneapolis scene, the Replacements and Husker Du also had a competitive relationship. Both bands started in the punk underground but took different paths. Husker Du wanted to sell more records and reach wider audiences, which some punk purists saw as selling out. The Replacements also faced criticism for mixing punk with classic rock influences. These tensions weren't just about music styles but also about what it meant to be an alternative band. The hardcore punk scene criticized bands like the Replacements and Husker Du for not sticking to strict DIY ethics or punk ideals. Yet, these bands pushed boundaries and helped shape the future of alternative rock. Their rivalries were about more than just ego. They represented different visions of what alternative music could be. REM aimed for sophistication and mainstream appeal, while the Replacements and Husker Du valued raw authenticity and experimentation. These conflicts created a vibrant energy that led to some of the most influential music of the decade. The scene in Minneapolis was a hotbed of creative tension, which later influenced the Seattle scene in the 1990s. Seattle's bands had more freedom from rigid expectations, partly because of the conflicts in Minneapolis. So, these rivalries weren't always public battles but were rooted in deep differences about the direction of alternative music. They helped shape the genre into what it became and showed how competition can push artists to new heights.